Said it looked a lot like a 1950s airline logo, and I was like, I kind of see that. There's Breonna Stewart. I can't make heads or tails of what that shit's supposed to be. Asia Wilson, okay.
Finally, when Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's alleged face, recently presented her signature logo, the league is envious as the heat from a Vegas summer after months of Nike hosting red carpet parties for everyone but her.
This just happened a few minutes ago, and it was a long time in the waiting. Many fans were wondering where Nike has been with any Caitlin Clark merchandise whatsoever, but developing a signature logo and a signature shoe does take time. So without further ado, here is Caitlin Clark's official Nike signature. There is a statement that says, Caitlin's signature logo pulls you in like her game. It features interlocking C's. Her mark is emblematic of ever-expanding range.
Asia Wilson thought she was the queen of Nike basketball, sitting pretty with her A1 shoe deal. But Nike nevertheless made an offer to Caitlin that she would never be able to have. The internet is being disrupted by a cultural impact and a brand that is bringing in millions of dollars. Tears are falling freely. There's smoke coming from the keyboards. In addition, Asia is becoming more salted than the Dead Sea could ever be.
Stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that Asia Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line. But they just announced, breaking news right now, we have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon, with signature shoes coming in 2026. Now, this is going to be her logo for all of her Nike stuff that is Caitlin Clark official stuff, just like we have the Asia Wilson line where she has her logo on.
Nike appeared to have finally recalled who is in charge of women's basketball with the recent release of Caitlin Clark's iconic logo. Everyone who thought they could push less magnetic players to the front and keep Caitlin in the background is being declared to be at war by these interconnected oceans. They are not merely a design.
All right, subtle commercial, nothing too crazy, no big bang. But here we go, folks. If we look at this right here, this is the Easter egg I'm talking about. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 billboards. 8 billboards. October, December, November, January, February, March, April, May. The start of the WNBA season. Is that when these shoes are gonna drop? Is that when these shoes are gonna drop in May? We know that come October, we're gonna get some merchandise, we're gonna get some apparel, but the shoes, they said, coming soon in 2026. How soon?
Finally, the lady who popularized women's basketball on her own and fills arenas like she's giving away free money has gotten the logo treatment that comes with being a famous person. However, Asia Wilson is completely enamored with it.
Spend a lot of time and money and resources to be able to have an opportunity to come watch his team play or come watch me play. And, I certainly understand that. And I try to make as much time as I can to sign an autograph because that can really impact somebody's life. I mean, who knows, maybe they're going to put that up in their room and look at it every single day and have something to dream about and something, that they want to be one day. And, being able to do that and take, like I said, 10 seconds, it's the little things that really go a long way that impact young kids. So it's not something I take lightly.
Please subscribe. Let's talk about what the basketball community was recently informed on by Nike. It's not just a logo, though. It's a cultural earthquake. When those linked oceans increased, the amount of traffic on Nike systems was too much to handle. The September 1st release of the yellow and navy logo t-shirt caused their website to break down within minutes.
Debut with this soft cotton logo tee. And you know what's interesting about this design? It does look like they are interlocked, but if you kind of squint your eyes, it also kind of looks like a very dimensional one C in front of the other one. I don't know if that's just me. According to Nike, the shirt is available, but it's not available just yet. But you can be notified for when it does go on sale. I can only imagine it's going to get sold out.
Because of the exceptional demand, Jordan debuts seem to be clearance sales. Within hours, Industry experts estimated that Caitlyn's trademark shoe collection might generate $100 million to $150 million for Nike when it launches in 2026. But A'ja Wilson complains, "Where's my logo?" as she comes out of her championship lair. "What about my cultural impact? 3 times I was named MVP." It's the same tired chorus that has been whining since Caitlyn walked into a courtroom. What is right in front of them is something they refuse to acknowledge. Caitlin Clark is the face of women's basketball. Finally, Nike had the audacity to market her like a star.
A lot of people have been getting on Nike because they don't feel like they have been promoting Caitlyn as much as they should. But I will say we have to give credit where credit is due. I feel like in the past month or so, they have been tweeting about Caitlyn more. And then obviously with this shoe release, they made this super sick commercial to promote it. And of course, just today, Caitlin Clark's new Kobe PE shoe sold out in less than a minute. And I saw so many tweets about this, so many people who were so sad that they missed out on this shoe. I saw that there was this one Dick's store and people were lined up around the corner, like camping out, trying to get the shoe. I also heard that Nike stocked about 14,000 of these, and that is an unconfirmed report, but they sold out in less than a minute. If that's any indication of what a Caitlin Clark signature shoe will do, I think Nike better continue to get on it and get ready to launch this brand.
Do you know what the most heartbreaking part is? A'ja Wilson has worked for Nike since 2018. 6 whole years. She also got to see the release of her trademark sneaker in 2024. Getting the same contract Caitlin Clark did in her first year took 6 years. Wilson has been pushing the A1 sneaker frantically. It is barely getting a fraction of the coverage generated in a single day by Caitlyn's logo release. Wilson's shoe premiered with all the enthusiasm of a whisper, but Caitlyn's logo reveal prompted internet disruptions and the failure of Nike systems.
I lost all respect for A'ja Wilson. I don't want to hear her opinions. I don't care what she has to say from this point on. When you keep a Nike deal 2 years in secret while you're spewing all that crazy stuff about Caitlin Clark in the Time magazine, read it. Read what she said in the Time magazine. Yet you had a Nike deal the whole entire time.
The critics are furious that Nike has finally acknowledged what the data had been screaming for over a year. The WNBA saw its highest viewership in 24 years thanks to the player. The league averaged 657,000 viewers each game, while 19 of the 22 games that attracted over 1 million viewers included Caitlyn's Indiana Fever. She didn't just move the needle, she snapped it off and sent it into orbit. Wilson still feels she should be treated equally, despite the fact that her games aren't even noticed by the general public. The A'ja Wilson versus Caitlin Clark argument swiftly turned toxic as people attempted to distort it from being about business, which is what it truly was. Coaches and former teammates were praising Wilson, who was sitting on a 6-year Nike agreement that she had been negotiating behind the scenes. The passive-aggressive social media posts, the fake victim attitude, and the subtle derogatory comments, all while knowing she was negotiating her own deal. Discuss fake drama that is meant to deflect attention from the player who deserves it the most.
A'ja Wilson truly co-created her new A1 signature basketball shoe and collection to ensure every detail is authentic to her and her community.
And guess who's speaking there? Good old Cheryl Swoops, who's part of Nike and knew the whole time too. So Cheryl Swoops spewing all that crap about Caitlin Clark. Yeah, you knew that A'ja Wilson's going to be coming out with a shoe deal, with a collection.
Let's discuss the major problem that has A'ja perplexed. While Caitlin Clark dominated the news, she had been waiting months with an ailment on the sidelines. Without even playing, Clark is being positioned as Nike's golden child, landing brand deal after brand deal, and having his signature logo unveiled. Wilson can win all the MVP honors she wants, but her presence alone will never be enough to have the same societal impact as Caitlyn. That's what's affecting her the most. The knowledge that talent alone does not determine marketability. All things Asian Nike's handling of Caitlyn as the sideline effectively calls into doubt what Wilson thought was true about the WNBA hierarchy. Wilson honestly believed that becoming the sports spokesman was equivalent to receiving MVP awards and trophies. What particularly did A'ja receive, while Caitlin Clark received Nike's own logo? a sparkling design that looks like it might have come from a craft store. While Caitlin's interlocking Cs were instantly recognizable and legendary, Wilson's logo seems to have been an afterthought created by a committee. The discrepancy is obvious and appalling.
Somebody said it looked like Chanel. I said it looked like Gucci. But whatever it is a luxury sports brand. I can't think of very many luxury sports brands. Guys, yeah, do you, like, I'm a fashion guy. And I understand what Nike is doing. Nike is trying to get into the luxury brand style, the luxury department style, almost a little bit getting out of sporting. If they successfully do this has never been done.
Nike has now shifted their approach and is concentrating solely on their area of strength. Using that logo is more than just marketing. Nike is suddenly recognizing Caitlin Clark's potential. She's more than just another WNBA player they might ignore. She is a cultural phenomenon who unites everyone. Families, kids, males who had never seen women's basketball, and casual fans who became passionate supporters. She is expanding the sport's overall reach. The logo authentically and naturally connects Caitlin and Nike's past. Referring to them as her basketball home, she has been endorsing the brand since 2022 and wearing their sneakers since college. When Nike introduced the interlocking Cs, they weren't playing to commercial objectives. When her branded sneaker is released in 2026, it is anticipated to shatter all prior records in women's sports marketing. Wilson's A1 shoe debut earlier this year was met with polite applause. According to industry experts, Caitlin's shoe might become a $100 to $150 million company. It looks like the finest deal of the century is Caitlin's 8-year, $28 million contract with Nike. According to industry sources, Nike's expenses can never be met by shoe sales alone. The primary objectives here are marketing and association with the most attractive female athlete. On the other hand, Wilson's 6-year contract deal is said to be among the most lucrative in women's basketball. However, there is little discussion of the cultural influence or financial calculations. The resale market is honest. When Caitlin's Kobe player-only sneakers sold out in 5 minutes, they were immediately selling for twice the usual price. Her logo t-shirt debut crashed Nike's website and generated more traffic than most signature shoe releases. Wilson's shoe launches are rarely noticed on social media. The market has chosen its queen and made its choice.